How do you get customers to continuously return to your business? There's three main strategies that I use. Number one is to tell them when you do new stuff. This is really obvious, but it's shocking how many people, including me a lot of times, honestly, don't do this. Use the existing channels and markets that you've built up and be sure to tell people when you do something new. When you have a new product, when you have a new webinar, when you have a new blog post, anytime you do something new, tell them about it. A couple ways to do that are obvious: Twitter, Facebook, Google+. Anytime you go to launch a new blog post, launch a new product, anything, be sure to schedule it out in these programs. You can use a tool like Buffer that'll do it to all of those at one time. You can set up a if this then that recipe to automatically post to your LinkedIn channel. This is super low-hanging fruit that you have to do every time you do something new. The next way is one of the most overlooked ways, especially by people that are new, and that's email. You have to let your people know via email when you're doing something, whether you're launching a product or launching a blog post. Email them and let them know. They're not going to miraculously find you unless it comes across their Twitter feed somehow. But if you send an email, my open rates are between 35 and 45% on every email. Social media channels, under 5%, usually well under 5%. So I focus heavily on email as the main notification channel. Just like if you have a health app on your phone, like I have an app called MyFitnessPal, and every day I'm supposed to log in and enter what I ate for the day. But if I didn't have notifications set up on it, I would never remember to go in there and enter it. So every day in the morning and at lunchtime and in the evening, it dings me and tells me to sign in and register and enter what I did for that day. If I didn't get that notification, as much as I want to do it, I would forget about it. People will forget about you as well unless you ding them and remind them to come read your thing, to come buy your thing, to let them know that it exists. So that's one of the best ways. Just let them know when you do something new. The second way is to tell them when they perform a series of actions. So for example, when they've downloaded X number of products. So like for me, I have bonus content at the end of my blog post. I could automatically notify somebody via an email series when they've downloaded 3 of my last 5 blog posts. I could send them into a special series that talks to them more in-depthly because they're obviously more interested in my stuff than other people. Another way is when they've been inactive for more than a month. Send them an email and let them know, hey, we want you to come back. Or write an email specifically for that person. Automate it so anytime somebody hasn't read an email from you or hasn't been to your website in over a month, you send them an email and invite them to come back. Another way is when they don't buy from you. If you have a product launch and they click a link or show any marginal amount of interest, but they don't buy the product, send them an email and remind them that that product is still there and they can still come and get it. Another way is when they buy from you. Follow up with a thank you message. Follow up with an upsell for another product. Throw them into a series of emails that sends them specific information about what it is they bought. Those are 4 ways you can do that. And there's obviously a ton of different ways you can track behavior and send emails related to that. And you can use tools like Entreport or Infusionsoft or Vero or Mandrill app. And some of those you have to custom code. Some of them have that functionality built in. But you can totally do that based on their actions. You try to bring them back to your site. And the third way that I use is retargeting. And this is one of the best ways. What happens with retargeting is when somebody visits your site, it throws a little piece of code on their computer. Then when you go to Facebook or you go to Google or you go to a blog somewhere, then you'll start seeing an ad pop up for that site again. So you've seen that before. You've been to Amazon. I did this weekend. I went to Amazon, looked at a microphone that I wanted to buy. Then all of a sudden I started seeing it on all these blogs. I saw it on Facebook. I saw an in-feed ad. I saw a sidebar ad. This microphone was all of a sudden everywhere. And your conversion rate on that kind of thing is very high because the person has expressed interest in the past in that by going to that page. So you can use retargeting. You can target people when they come and fill up their shopping cart but don't check out. It's called shopping cart abandonment. You can retarget them to come back to your site and check out. And you can also target specific people. If you're doing one-on-one marketing, you can target a specific person and show them an exact ad that you want them to see and track their reaction to it. So those are 3 ways. Number 1, tell them when you do new stuff. Number 2, tell them when they perform a series of actions. And number 3, retargeting.